WRILC's Independent Living Newsletter, Issue 24, 7, July 2024. Western Reserve Independent Living Center, Opening Doors to Independence. In this issue, Section 1, Celebrating 34 Years of the ADA. Section 2, News at a Glance. Section 3, 5 Things We Bet You Didn't Know About the ADA. Section 4, Monthly Book Recommendation, Tech Corner, Recipe. Section 5, Transportation. Section 6, WRILC Consumer Corner. Section 7, Calendar Items for July. Section 1, Celebrating 34 Years of the ADA. On July 26, 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, into law and said, "Let the shameful wall of exclusion finally come tumbling down." This year, as we celebrate the 34th anniversary of the civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in employment, education, transportation, and public spaces, and ensures equal opportunities for individuals with disabilities in public life. Enforcement of the ADA has not been a priority, and there are still barriers everywhere that prevent equal access. While we celebrate some changes, we also see the inequality and injustice individuals with disabilities still face. The barriers described below all continue to keep people with disabilities from having equal opportunities. We shared these last year, but they are so important that we felt they needed to be shared again. Attitudinal barriers include behaviors, perceptions, and assumptions that usually form from lack of knowledge or understanding. Some examples of attitudinal barriers include assuming a person with a disability is not capable of doing a task or that you must do things for them. Believing a person with a disability is inferior or less than. Assuming someone with a speech impairment cannot understand you, or thinking you need to shout to a person with hearing loss. Acting like providing an accommodation to a person with a disability is doing them a favor. Thinking someone with a disability should live in an institution instead of living on their own in the community with needed support. Architectural or physical barriers are the most visible or noticeable barriers to others. These include buildings that do not have accessible entrances or do not have properly working elevators, sidewalks that lack curb cuts or are too narrow for wheelchairs or walkers, or in need of repair, or not even there. Poor lighting that makes it difficult to see for a person with low vision or someone who reads lips to communicate. Organizational or systemic barriers are barriers created by society. A few examples would include lack of affordable, accessible, integrated housing, limited accessible transportation options, especially in rural areas, lack of affordable, accessible health care for individuals with disabilities, high unemployment rates and underemployment for people with disabilities. Information or communication barriers are challenges that individuals with disabilities face with hearing, speech, reading, writing, or understanding. Examples of communication barriers include using words that are difficult to understand, electronic documents that are not accessible with screen reading software, print that is too small, not providing a sign language interpreter when meeting with someone who speaks American Sign Language, ASL, videos and virtual meetings that are not captioned or transcribed, technological or digital barriers occur when a device or other technology is not accessible. Examples include computers or software that are not as accessible to individuals with disabilities that need adaptive software, such as screen readers. Requiring someone to use websites or social media platforms that do not meet accessibility standards without providing accommodations. The intent of the ADA was to have full integration of people with disabilities, but there is still a long way to go. Denise Jacobson, writer and disability educator, said, "The ADA was a wonderful achievement, but it was only a tiny tip of the iceberg. You can pass a law, but until you change society's attitudes, that law won't mean much." Learn more. To learn more about the Americans with Disabilities Act, visit the ADA National Network, adata.org/learn-about.ada. Section 2. News at a Glance. Bingo will not be offered this month. The Blind and Visual Peer Support Group will not meet this month. These activities will resume again in August. Our offices are now open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Appointments available and walk-ins welcome. Come visit us today. 330-372-3325. Section 3. 5 things we bet you didn't know about the ADA. By now, most people know that the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, is a groundbreaking law that protects the rights of those with disabilities and enables them to be fully included in American life. As we celebrate the 34th anniversary of the passage of this legislation, we did some research and found out a few things about the ADA that we bet you didn't know. 1. President George H.W. Bush signed the ADA with 59 pens, each of which were later given to key figures involved in the advocacy for disability rights. 2. Since 2000, 181 countries have passed disability civil rights laws inspired by the ADA. 3. More than half of accommodations for people with disabilities under the ADA cost employers nothing. The average for other accommodations is about $500. 4. The ADA also applies to digital accessibility, not just physical. In fact, the number of web accessibility lawsuits that were brought to federal court citing Title III of the ADA reached a new record in 2022, with plaintiffs filing 3,255 lawsuits, a 12% increase from 2021. 5. Family members and others that have a relationship with a disabled person cannot be discriminated against by an employer or potential employer for that association. For example, an employer cannot refuse to hire an individual who has a child with a disability based on an assumption that the applicant will be away from work excessively or be otherwise unreliable. You can learn more about the ADA provisions here. https://askjan.org/topics/asoc.cfm. Make your voice heard. If you want to learn how to advocate for yourself or others, or need information on accessibility and accommodations, please contact Western Reserve Independent Living Center at 330-372-3325. Section 4, Monthly Book Recommendation, Tech Corner, and Recipe. Book of the Month Recommendation. Year of the Tiger, An Activist's Life by Alice Wong. In Chinese culture, the tiger is deeply revered for its confidence, passion, ambition, and ferocity. That same fighting spirit resides in Alice Wong. Drawing on a collection of original essays, previously published work, conversations, graphics, photos, commissioned art by disabled and Asian American artists, and more, Alice uses her unique talent to share an impressionistic scrapbook of her life as an Asian American disabled activist, community organizer, media maker, and dreamer. From her love of food and pop culture to her unwavering commitment to dismantling systemic ableism, Alice shares her thoughts on creativity, access, power, care, the pandemic, mortality, and the future. As a self-described disabled oracle, Alice traces her origins, tells her story, and creates a space for disabled people to be in conversation with one another and the world. If you would like information on how to obtain alternative formats of this book, call us at 330-372-3325 or email cindy@WRILC.org. Tech Corner. The Assistive Technology Act of 2004 defines assistive technology as any item, piece of equipment, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve functional capabilities of individuals with disabilities. Public Law 108-364, Sections 3 and 4. Today, many people use simple daily living aids, such as long-handled shoe horns to put on shoes, levers rather than knobs to open doors, and daily pill organizers to take medications on time. These simple aids help many of us to dress, cook, read, hear, and get around. These are examples of AT. Many of us also use smartphones and computers to organize our lives, find information, and communicate with family and friends. Some of us use features on these devices to make the text larger, increase the volume, dictate messages into texting programs, or ask a digital assistant to find out when a store is open or for directions. Again, these are examples of AT that many of us are familiar with. Often, we don't give any thought to how useful these technologies are and how they help us every day. Thanks to the ADA, modifications that offer access to all types of media are available for people with disabilities so they may take full advantage of information, education, entertainment, and simple one-on-one communication with others. Recipe: Simply delicious summertime tomato sandwich. This classic tomato sandwich features a lovely combination of sweet, juicy tomatoes and herby cream cheese. You can make a big batch of the cream cheese mixture and have it on hand to spread on bagels or crackers. For a boost of protein, add smoked salmon or sliced turkey or chicken. Not a big fan of tomatoes? That's okay. Use cucumbers instead. Ingredients: 2 ounces cream cheese at room temperature, 1 tablespoon low-fat plain strained Greek-style yogurt, 1 tablespoon sliced fresh chives, 1 tablespoon chopped fresh dill, 1 teaspoon ground pepper, 2 slices whole wheat sandwich bread, lightly toasted, 4 slices tomato, about 1/4 inch. Instructions: stir cream cheese, yogurt, chives, dill, and pepper together in a small bowl until well combined. Spread the mixture evenly on one side of each toast slice. Arrange tomatoes on one slice, top of other slice, spread side down. Cut in half diagonally before serving. Enjoy! Nutrition info: 374 calories, 22 grams fat, 33 grams carbs, 13 grams protein, saturated fat 12 grams, cholesterol 59 milligrams, vitamin A 1800 IU, vitamin C 18 milligrams, vitamin E 3 milligrams, potassium 534 milligrams, sodium 444 milligrams, calcium 182 milligrams, iron 2 grams. Section 5. Transportation News. WRTA News. Trumbull in Mahoning County. WRTA has made improvements to a number of its fixed routes to better serve the community. These routes include number 14, Moser, number 15, Struthers, number 16, Zedaker, number 25, Canfield Loop, number 74, Elm. The changes to these routes took effect on June 2nd and have been reflected in the Maps and Schedules section of the WRTA website and on the MyStop mobile app. Carts News. Columbiana County. Persons desiring to ride CARTS must call 330-424-4015 at least 24 hours in advance. Our demand is heavy, so please plan your trips in advance. Service is available Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. ACTS News. Ashtabula County. Call for information. Phone 440-992-4411. Toll free 800-445-4140. Cat 41 meeting quote: "Don't just wait for things to happen. Help make them happen." Carl Clemens. Section 6. WRILC News and Events. Monthly online peer support. Stress and Anxiety Peer Support Group. Wednesday, July 31st, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Independent Living Skills Workshop on Zoom. Community Living Skills. Fridays, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. July 12th and 19th. Annual ADA picnic celebration. When? July 26th, 2024. Time, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Where? 4076 Youngstown Road, Southeast, 203, Warren, Ohio, 44484. Food, fun, games, door prizes. Learn more about the ADA. Call 330-372-3325 for questions and to RSVP. Meeting information. Virtual meeting information for all virtual events on Zoom. https://us02web.zoom.us/j/931-342-9948. Phone 1-646-558-8656. 646-558-8656. Meeting ID 931-342-9948. All hybrid and in-person events will be held at Western Reserve Independent Living Center, 4076 Youngstown Road, Southeast, Suite 203, Warren, Ohio, 44484. If you'd like to learn more about the disability-related information and resources WRILC offers, visit WRILC.org or call 330-372-3325. Email info@WRILC.org or just drop in. Feel free to share this information and Zoom link with anyone you think will benefit from these programs. For more information, or if you have any questions, call the WRILC office at 330-372-3325 or visit our website, www.wrilc.org, to find staff members' emails if you wish to reach them that way, or you can use info@WRILC.org. Section 7. Calendar items for July. This month is Disability Pride Month, and July 26th is National Disability Independence Day, which commemorates passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the U.S. law prohibiting discrimination against those with disabilities. July 4th, Happy Independence Day! Office closed. July 12th, Community Living Skills, 1 p.m. July 17th, CAT 41 meeting, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. July 19th, Community Living Skills, 1 p.m. July 24th, International Self-Care Day. July 26th, Annual ADA Celebration Picnic, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. July 31st, Stress and Anxiety Peer Support Group, 11 a.m. A large print, audio, and braille version of our monthly newsletter is available upon request. To join workshops or peer support groups, see newsletter, Facebook, or call into the office for information to join. 330-372-3325. Thank you for taking the time out for our newsletter. Western Reserve ILC is a local 501c3 nonprofit agency servicing the needs of persons with disabilities in Ashtabula, Columbiana, Mahoning, and Trumbull counties. We are a community-based, non-residential agency whose core services are free. If you would like to receive a Braille, email, or audio copy of this newsletter each month, please contact us to find out more about becoming a WRILC consumer. You can contact us at 330-372-3325.